Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Simon bringing you more Magic the Gathering lore. Today it's finally beginning the start of Magic's newest set, the latest chapter in lore, Oath of the Gatewatch. This set looks to expand upon the story unfolding on Zendikar as laid out in BFZ. To get caught up on the story, I suggest checking out my Battle for Zendikar summary video. But in today's video, I want to start things off by discussing how Kozilek, another Eldrazi Titan, was released on Zendikar, kicking off the Oath of the Gatewatch story. In short, our heroes, Nissa Ravane, Jace Beleren, Gideon Jora, Chandra Nalaar, and Kiora were all excited to see their greatest foe, the Eldrazi Titan Ulamog, captured within a Hedron prison. While their endgame plans differed slightly from one another, all agreed that immobilizing the Titan was a great first step. Gideon and Chandra both really didn't know what they'd do with a trapped Ulamog. Gideon turned to Jace for answers, while Chandra had only just arrived on the scene from her time as abbot at Carol Keep. Jace and Nissa were adamant on their decision to kill the Titan, despite the dire warnings given to Jace by Ugin the Spirit Dragon while searching for answers at the Eye of Ugin. And Kiora, like Nissa and Jace, wanted to see Ulamog die, but was a lot less secretive about it. She simply said her piece, jumped out a window, and went after the Titan herself. Regardless of their intentions, with Ulamog stuck within the powerful Hedron ley lines, they had all the time in the world to devise a plan of action. Of course, the Planeswalkers being as we know them didn't sit well with having their desires slowed by someone else. As the Titan stood there, seemingly harmless in comparison to the destruction it had wrought all these years, many of our heroes started acting upon their own interests. Jace had a mental conversation with Nissa about when to attack, and Kiora was out fetching one of the largest sea monsters on Zendikar for her own assault. While cooler minds may have thought about the situation more clearly, another party forced their hand. An unexpected entrance to a play already rife with performers, the bruised and battered demon Ob Nixilis. He had followed Nissa Ravane after their little dispute over the soul of Zendikar. The elf left Ob Nixilis to rot under a mountain's worth of debris, and he was seeking revenge. All the demon was trying to do was siphon off the life force of Zendikar to reignite his spark and become the world-conquering tyrant planeswalker he had been in the past. Was that really so much to ask for? I mean, Zendikar's life force was already being drained by the Eldrazi, so what's the difference? I guess Nissa found a problem with this. She didn't want to lose her little elemental friends, so she foiled Ob Nixilis' century-long preparations. Bruised, broken, but not defeated, Ob Nixilis showed his determination when he finally tracked the elf planeswalker to Seagate. When he arrived, he saw Ulamog trapped in a Hedron alignment, the same type of alignment he was intending to use in his world-draining ritual. Of course, him being the dastardly demon that he is, Ob Nixilis saw an unprecedented opportunity. Using another Hedron infused with his own demonic soul-sucking magic, the former planeswalker started to siphon the energy of Ulamog's prison into himself. This was the strength of an entire plane, the life force of Zendikar. It was enough to coat the very essence of Ob Nixilis with unbridled power. He had finally achieved his centuries-long goal. The demon formerly bound to a single world was once again a planeswalker. With his ultimate goal achieved, Obby turned to a secondary goal of his, the utter destruction of the world that served as his prison, the death of Zendikar. He could have easily planeswalked away, but no, he wanted to rub salt in our heroes' wounds. They just watched as their last-ditch effort to save Zendikar crumbled before their very eyes, all thanks to Ob Nixilis disrupting the ley lines. Now, it was time to end all hope. As he put it himself, power talks to power. And right now, Ob Nixilis is probably the strongest mortal being on the plane. The energy from Zendikar allowed him to somehow sense the presence of Kozilek, another of the Eldrazi Titans, lurking beneath the plane's surface. It's not known how he was able to do this, but by using some form of communication, Ob Nixilis demanded the Titan to rise, and thus, the earth began to quake. As the giant Titan Kozilek pierced its black, jagged head through the plane's crust, Zendikar itself nearly tore in half. The world was almost lost at the mere reappearance of this Eldrazi. The last remaining bonds of Ulamog also fell apart at this time, setting it free. Our heroes, and the brave Zendikari that fought with them, tried to mount a defense, attacking Ulamog while it was still somewhat contained, yet it failed miserably. With confusion and chaos befalling the ranks, all they could do was manage a somewhat strategic retreat. But many of our heroes stayed to confront this new threat, alongside the original threat, and a newly reignited Ob-Nixilis, also hell-bound on killing them. Needless to say, our heroes are in a bit of a pickle. So how did Kozilek rise? Ob-Nixilis basically called it out of hiding. It had remained on the plane for just as long as Ulamog, only difference being Kozilek was underground. Now freed, Kozilek and Ulamog begin their combined rampage on Zendikar, possibly ending the plane for good. And that's what's leading us into the Oath of the Gatewatch story. Ob-Nixilis is a really nasty guy. Even with his power restored, he can't just leave Zendikar alone. He has to ensure its utter demise. I want to know what you guys think of the story heading into OGW. What do you think about Ob-Nixilis summoning Kozilek? Let me know in the comments below. That's gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, consider giving it a like and sharing it with a friend. It goes a long way in supporting future content. As always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.